Welcome to Horse Talk Live. Enjoy the next hour learning more about the people, places, and products of the horse industry. And now, Horse Talk Live on Rural TV.
Hey y'all, and welcome to another episode of Horse Talk Live on Rural TV. I'm your host, Lizzie Iwerson, and we want to encourage you, like we always do, to write in with any questions that you might have for us here at Horse Talk Live. Send in any suggestions, comments. We look forward to hearing from you. We had someone yesterday who wanted to learn more about Western Pleasure, see some past champions of Western Pleasure and the Congress champions in particular. So we're setting out to find some representatives to come in and talk to us. That was Stephanie Plummer. We have a picture of her and her mare, Shadows Double Shy. She is an active competitor in Western Pleasure, and so that's what she wants to see, and that's what we're going to give her. We promise to do our best to find it out, whatever it is you want to learn about, and bring those guests in to talk to us. This is your daily dose of equine on Rural TV. We want to give you what you want to see, so make sure to give us a shout at horses@rfdtv.com. We'll also be taking your phone calls today on this show. The phone number is 877-731-6733, and we'll do our best to answer those questions. Without further ado, I'd like to introduce my guests today. They are here to talk about a DVD that is launching today. So for the first time, it'll be available to the public. It is called The Team Penner's Edge. We'll be talking about the sport of team penning, which is an ever-growing sport in the equine industry. It's a team sport, a timed sport, not judged. So we're going to get to know the details, what makes up team penning, and some of the people behind this DVD, the experts, and those who made it happen. This next to me is Kathy Fopiano and her husband, Bob Fopiano, and Roger Braw. Kathy and her husband are the creators of Team Penner's Edge. And like we were talking about earlier, Roger's the talent. He just showed up to talk about it and instruct. Kathy, why don't you let our viewers know what it is that you do with horses besides team penning and how you got involved with team penning?
Well, pretty much that's the first competition sport I've done besides sorting was penning too with my horse, and just grew up riding horses and trail riding and had my ponies, and what little girl doesn't love horses, you know? So that's the background.
And Bob?
Kathy started the team penning probably 6 or 8 years ago. And up till that point, I mean, I'd grown up with horses and spent time in the mountains, mostly hunting.
Okay.
And so when she started the team pen, I started to go watch, and sitting in the stands was pretty boring after a little while. So then I brought a couple hunting horses out to give it a try, and we kind of got hooked.
Okay.
Addicting.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Well, we hear that a lot with these equine sports. You try it once and you're hooked. So I can't wait to find out more about what it is that keeps you coming back to team penning. And someone who has spent a lot of time, more than the average person, in the arena with those cows is Roger Braw. Tell us about yourself.
Well, I train horses out of Ellensburg, Washington. I've been training full-time for about 10 years. I got started team penning. I grew up rodeoing. I rodeoed from 8 through high school into the AM and professional ranks.
Okay.
And, I was team roping at an arena on Tuesday night, and we seen a big flyer for team pen and had dollar signs all over it. And me and my partners thought we'd come watch it, and we did. And we thought it'd be pretty easy to take their money, and we found out Thursday night it wasn't that easy, and I've been penning ever since.
Okay.
So, I do some cow horse stuff also, but penning is my niche.
Okay. Well, it's a small world, this equine industry that we're involved in. We all happen to have a common bond here. They're friends of my mom's at home. My mom's an avid team penner as well. So, you know, I myself have not gotten out there. They're trying to convince me. And so we're going to try and get Roger down here to host a clinic here in the Middle Tennessee area. If you watch the program and you decide that maybe team penning is something for you and your cohorts, then you can get a hold of Roger too and bring him to your area and learn how to team pen. But one of the most important things that we've learned today, and what we're going to be learning about later on, is the DVD that explains and breaks down team penning. And there's a lot of advantages to getting to know this DVD before you show up to a clinic. So that's what we're going to talk about, tell you why this DVD is coming in handy. And we talked about earlier that there was a need for this DVD. Bob, explain why you decided to create this.
Well, as I said, when we started the team pen, it doesn't take you very long to realize that it's fairly complicated out there. And when you first start, you almost hold your breath for 60 seconds during the run. And when you come out of the arena, I can remember when I first started, I come out of the arena and I think, why am I breathing so hard? I know I didn't ride that hard, you know? And I think back over it, and I couldn't remember any details from the run, really, at all, the first few times. And so the idea, so after that, we went and we took a clinic or two from Roger.
Okay.
And all of a sudden, things started to make sense. There are positions in the arena, and there are certain ways to read and work cattle. So the idea that was great for us in the Northwest that had easy access to his clinics, but I felt like, let's put this together in a way that people all over the world can learn what Roger has to offer and become so much more comfortable, even as green beginners at team penning. And so that was really the idea, and I just approached Roger with it, and we decided to go ahead and put it together.
Okay. Roger, is this a DVD for every level of team penning?
You know, I think it was, originally we kind of started out for the novice and beginner, but I think there's something in there for everybody.
Okay.
I know I get asked this a lot, you know, what I get out of doing clinics. And a lot of it is somebody will come to me. I learn something at every clinic I do, whether it's how to teach or how to explain, or somebody will come and say, Bob will come to me and he'll say, what should have happened there? And if I don't have an answer for it, we'll figure it out. And inevitably down the road, I'll be at a competition, that same scenario will happen and I'll know exactly what to do about it. So I think there's always something to learn for everybody. It goes through terms and definitions all the way through to the pen. So it's definitely going to be good for anybody that watches it.
Well, we do have some of the video or some clips from this DVD, and we'll take a look at those right now. Give people a little taste of what they can expect on the DVD.
Team penning is a timed event featuring 30 head of numbered cattle and 3 riders. The goal is to cut out 3 same-numbered cows and drive them into a pen at the opposite end of the arena. In the following definitions and video clips, we will explain the terms that will get you started or give you that edge in the great sport of team penning. Boxing, the term and method we use when cattle are tough to separate. Boxing is accomplished by driving your cow to the corner and stopping, allowing your turnback rider to roll the dirties. Bubble refers to the number of cattle penned and the time necessary to qualify for the next go. For example, in the open, after the first go, it might take 3 head in 35 seconds or less to qualify for the second go-round. Bumping the off-wall, to stop the flow of cattle on the off-wall. Camping on the wing, when a rider taking the wing position stops at the end of the wing panel and doesn't flow with the sweep to funnel the cattle to the pen. Check up, what the sweep rider needs to do when getting close to the pen. This doesn't always mean to stop, it simply means to have control and not overrun the cattle. Close the gap. After bumping the off-wall, the second cutter's next responsibility is to turn back any dirty cattle between the off-wall and the turnback rider. Cow leg, cow rein. This is your cow side leg and rein, used to keep your horse looking at your cow. In this chapter, warm-up and practice drills, I'll go over a few simple things to work on when you're warming up and practicing with or without cattle.
What I want to do with you guys today is I get the question asked a lot. You know, what do we do when we're working our horses, we're exercising our horses? What can we do when we don't have cattle to pass the time that helps our team penning horse? And we do a lot of this at home and with people that come over for lessons. I have them do this, and it's really simple. All I want is I just want one of you guys to just slope a circle, and I'll show you what I'll do, and then I'll ask you to do it, Kathy. So a lot of times I'll get to a pen and just go ahead, Bob, just lope him down a little bit. I'm not asking you to do anything other than just lope your horse. All I'm going to do is just make my horse kind of shape to Bob here. Always keeping her eyes on Bob. A lot of times we'll get into an area where we're into an arena where people start drifting out, and it leaves us more room, and there's always going to be somebody loping around, or you're in an arena at home or whatever, and there's a couple of you or a couple teammates. I'm going to ask Bob here to just kind of exercise his horse, but I'm going to keep my horse looking at Bob. And I'm just going to use Bob as a cow. And I'm just going to make my horse relax, but shape to Bob. My goal here is just to keep her looking at Bob's right leg and just making her relax and kind of hook onto that horse. Not get too far out, teach it kind of the right position to push that cow out and drive that cow. Once I feel that my horse is kind of locked on and I'm able to ride her with the loose rein and she's relaxing, there's a lot of times in a pen and run, if we were to kind of imitate a cow wanting to circle back on us, we ask our horse to stop and cut that circle in half. So I'll do that right now. The only difference is here, I'd want to ask Bob to, when he feels like I'm in his way, I just want him to stop and roll off. Oh. Ask my horse to stop, maintain control, and just cut that circle in half. Make her keep looking. Oh. All we're doing is just working our horse without cattle. Not everybody has the ability to have a bunch of cattle at their house. And this just gives us something to do. And I'll tell you, this is a lot funner than just loping a circle. We're actually getting something done here. The horse's eyes and the rider's eyes on the part of the body that the cow, that they're trying to affect on the cow. Okay, so let's just walk through this slow. Kathy, you're my cow again. Don't take that personally. Okay, so right here, go ahead and stop there. I'm driving my cow. So in theory, by definition, I'm driving my cow. I've got to be pushing on my cow's hip. If I had a laser beam, and I could build something that just held that laser beam right between my horse's ears, right now that red light would be on the hip of that cow. Okay? Go ahead, walk ahead. As we change angles here, that laser beam's going all the way up to the number. As long as that cow wants to go down that wall, I'll leave it right on the number. As soon as that cow wants to cut across, I'm going to take that laser beam right up behind that left ear, and I'm going to put the pressure right there. So my eyes and my horse's eyes are wherever on that body, but it starts at the hip and works up from the hip, and just works its way right up. Okay? Most times, well, I don't want to say that, but all the time, when we got our cow on the wall, we want to use that fourth partner and drive that cow down the wall. Okay?
All right, what you're seeing there is a little tease of the Team Penner's Edge, a team penning DVD, one of a kind. There really aren't many out there on the market, hardly any actually, what we've learned today. And so that's where the Fopianos and Roger Brock came into play, creating this DVD for those of you who want to get involved in the sport or get better at the sport. It's an all-encompassing DVD. Horsemanship is one of the main focuses, one of the things Roger likes to concentrate on. So stick around. We're going to take a short break. Remember to give us a phone call. The number is 877-731-6733, and we'll take any questions that you have. So stick around. We'll be back with more on Horse Talk Live.